Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the greatest recordings ever. And today we're talking about this one, Mahler's Des Knaben Wunderhorn with Christa, Ludwig, Walter Berry, the New York Phil, and Leonard Bernstein. Boy, is this good. This is so good. You know, Des Knaben Wunderhorn is an important work. For those of you who like the Mahler symphonies, you really need to know these songs. First of all, several of them occur in the symphonies. You know, the second symphony has Irrlicht, which is on here. The third symphony has the Bim Bom movement, which is a Wunderhorn song, which is not here because it's for chorus and other things. And the fourth symphony has the finale, which is a Wunderhorn song as well, the entire finale, which is not on here, though there is an earlier version of it that does appear on some other Des Knaben Wunderhorn collections, but you can hear it on the Fourth Symphony, so that's fine. Mahler's first, really, four symphonies, and the fifth, too, actually quotes from Des Knaben Wunderhorn. So does the seventh. They are an integral part of his thinking. And so if you know the Wunderhorn songs, you have a key to his world. You know, it's a world full of fantasy, of childlike innocence combined with scarifying, militant, all kinds of cool stuff is going on in these songs. The wonderful thing, actually, about the Wunderhorn songs is that virtually none of them are typical songs, which means they're not about love. They are about boys and girls getting together. There are songs that are for couples or that have sort of toying with things, but actual straight, I want you, babe, I don't have you, babe, I'm miserable, because it doesn't have those. The closest it probably gets is Wo die schönen Trompeten blasen, which is a dialogue between a woman and her lover, except that he's dead. He's gonna be dead quite shortly. He's going off to war. You know, there's always a twist with Mahler, and knowing that there's always a twist tells you a lot about his symphonies, because there's always a twist in his symphonies too. Things are not always what they seem, and there have been many recordings of the Wunderhorn Lieder which just aren't very good. I mean, the most famously not good one is Haitings with Jesse Norman and John Shirley Quirk. You know, Norman she's just not at her best, in her best voice. She has, she was a singer who was not good at doing innocent simplicity, let's put it that way. You know, she needed something a little bit more elevated, and that let you be a little more self-consciously artsy. Same is true of Fischer Dieskau and Elizabeth Schwarzkopf with George Szell. Szell's accompaniments are amazing, but the two of them are so misparted for this music, because you have to sing it like a folk song, not an art song. You have to believe in everything that you're doing and put it across with total innocence and naturalness. And that is what makes the strangeness of what they're actually singing about. You know, das irdische Leben, the child who's starving to death and dying, and you have to be both the mother, the narrator, and the child. It's a lot like Erlkönig, actually, Schubert's Erlkönig. Or the military songs for Felge, the soldier who's the dead soldier marching past his girlfriend's house, or their Tambourg cell, the drummer boy being led to his execution, the song of the prisoner in the tower singing about freedom of thought. I mean, none of these things work if you're going to do this sort of, artsy, cutesy poo, making a meal of every word. It doesn't happen that way. And so leader singers, traditional leader singers who are trained in the art of affectation, often spoil these, or alternately the recordings just, they had a bad conductor, they had a Botto who was just horrible, or Boulez, or, somebody to screw it up. For some reason, it's not one work, actually. Mahler wrote these songs in groups and orchestrated them gradually, never had them played all in a single setting, although they work wonderfully well if you do it that way. So, before this came along, Let us be clear. There were no great recordings of Des Knaben Wunderhorn, not even Maureen Forster and who was it, Heinz Reffus on Vanguard. They were okay. There was a Win Morris recording with Janet Baker and Geraint Evans, just good singing, but the conducting and the sound wasn't great. I mean, there was always something going wrong. Nothing goes wrong here. Everything goes right. I mean, the performances are snappy and exciting. Christa Ludwig, of course, is fabulous. Walter Berry was a wonderful baritone. He was married to Christa Ludwig at the time, so they do some of the songs as duets, and you really get a sense that their divorce is impending. I'm just kidding. Not necessarily, but it's an absolutely stunning performance by the greatest Mahler conductor of the 20th century, arguably. And very well recorded and very, very good sound. You hear all of the details of Mahler's totally fabulous orchestration. I mean, the orchestration of these things is just a miracle. And so, yeah, there's no question about it. This is one of the greatest recordings ever. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.